Hello, you guys. Happy Friday. How are you? I'm not in my kitchen. I'm not even in Tennessee. Can you even imagine where I might be right now? You want to see? Come with me. Come with me. It's going to go dark. Wait. Can you see? Oh. Yes. So, my husband and I happen to be in Florida right now for a very quick 2-day trip. It was a business trip uh, that he is taking, and I got to tag along. And you know why? Because he loves me. And here is the even better significance of this trip is that I am so sure that when Melinda sits with Jesus and says, what should the themes be all, every week this year for See Here Love, I'm sure that God just chuckles a little bit and says, there's going to be that week in November. You guys should talk about balance. And how are you balancing your life? And then that'll be a great week for it. And this is probably the week that I am so not balanced. Like, it's so crazy. And I'm like, talk about balance. I'm failing miserably at it right now. However, sitting here right now is the way that this week is finally being balanced. So welcome to Florida with me. I'm so glad you're here. It's a nice little treat. It's been a little chilly in Tennessee this week, so it's actually kind of nice to just smell the water. I love it. So when Melinda said, yeah, we're talking about how are you balancing your life, I'm like, oh, awesome. And how are you balancing your life? How's it going? Are you like, you've got it going on, you're super like, I guess when I think about balance, I'm like, oh, it's all about the schedule, and it's all about, fitting everything in, right? I've got this down, and I know, this is part of my schedule, and then I was thinking about it a bit more, because I am not doing that whole thing very well. And you'd probably look at my life and go, really? It's not like you've got, like, everything going on. And it's true. This whole move this past year to Tennessee has been just kind of different in that, like, all the things that I have done in the past and the volunteering and the, work and everything, like, a lot of that is, I don't do that right now. I do have a couple of jobs that I get to work from home, and a new blended family, however, and a new husband, and that's a whole new thing, and trying to balance it all. And the thing that I think the most about balance, though, is not so much my schedule, which I am so adamant about, but more about my head and heart space. And that, I realize, is where I am struggling the most, and that is when the rest of my balance and my schedule gets thrown off. We are an early rising family. We have to be. The kids start school really early, so our household starts at 5 a.m., sometimes before that. And I'm always like, well, I'm just going to get up early, and work out and eat healthy and do my job well, and everything's going to be good and hunky-dory. Do you think I've worked out one early morning ever in the last year and a half? No, because I get up early, make breakfast for the kids, lunches, and then get them out the door, and then, chat with my husband and help him, get him out the door, and then by the time they're out the door, I'm like, well, I need to get ready and just start working. And so you get thrown off, and then, the minute I eat, a chocolate chip cookie, that happens a little too much, then I throw myself off, and my whole, I gotta eat better balance, and then just stuff in the day, right? Things are thrown at us all the time. And and I don't know if you're like this, but the more I allow it to grip my mind and I lose control of it, the worse my head gets. And then I yell at myself all day long. Well, you failed at this, and you're a failure at this, and you can't even do this right. Can you not even just work out one day? Can you not put the cookie down? Can you not have figured this out sooner? Or can you not do this better or this? And remember how you're supposed to read this book, and you're not doing it. And my head is a mess. And that is where I need to balance. And I know that I know, even when we don't do, you know how we know in our knower, my dad would say, even when we don't do something, is that when I start my day with Jesus, then my day goes better. But when I get up and we just start going and we just start rushing, we forget to just calm down for a minute and first be grateful. Maybe we just all need to wake up a little bit and go, oh, thank you, God, for today. Thank you for today. And what would you have me do today? And just kind of start in that headspace, then the rest of the day feels better. And I am failing there, but I know it. I just am not taking the time. I've got the time. We all have that time. And I find, too, when I'm just trying to fix things on my own and not take things to Jesus in prayer, and I'm like, man, I know better than this. There's a verse that I'm going to just read here in Matthew 11:28. And you've probably heard it different ways, but in the Message, of course, it just says this: are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. It's not saying at all that life is going to be easy. In fact, God also says in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I've overcome the world. He's just saying, come to me. Do this with me. That's where the balance is. It's when our hearts and our minds are in the right space, then everything else, we go, okay, Jesus, thank you. Because I know when I take, my day to him and go, God, I just really want to fit this in. I know I need to go for a walk or put down the cookie because my body is a temple that you gave me and I need to honor it. When we think about it that way, don't we just go, okay. And maybe we just breathe a little bit better. This week in particular has been crazy. I had to work a trade show in Nashville, which was so very, very full. There's 5,000 attendees and we have this booth and it's just like nonstop talking. And there was stuff going on for the children and there was like this and then this and then this. And then the show ended and then my husband and I had to do a literary award show. Like we ran from one thing to the next. And then yesterday morning, got a 7 a.m. flight to come to Florida to do a few things for work for him. And I was just like, oh my goodness. There is no balance here. It's just full steam ahead. And when it's like that, I forget to go, wait, I'm just out of check here. I'm out of tune. And take it to Jesus. And God is so graciously, I just love how he knows our days before we ever live them. And he knew long ago before I did that everything this week was going to happen in this week. And he knew that he was also going to send us on a really quick little trip to Florida so that I could sit still for a minute and kind of get my act together and find the balance. And that's just what I'm doing, you guys. I am enjoying some quiet time with my hubby and learning about the balance and the rest and just coming to him. There is so much going on in our lives. I know that. And I'm over for myself being busy for the sake of being busy or because busy makes us look more successful, and it doesn't. I'm learning so much right now just about saying no, which is a complete sentence. Because when we say yes to everything, then we are automatically saying no to something else, and often it's our family. And I'm just learning, for me, that success looks more like just being a bit more calm and quiet and learning the balance there. So I know usually, it's about our day planner, and mine needs a little fixing for sure. But for me, mostly right now, my balance is off in my heart and in my head and in my time with Jesus. And I know better, right? Don't we know better? I just love, guys, like, come to me. Are you tired? Are you worn out? Yeah, pretty much. A lot. Not every day. Life is good. It's not bad, right? But we're just a little tired and worn out. Come to me. I'll help you recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Spend time with me. This is what Jesus is saying. I learned the unforced rhythms of grace. Like, how beautiful are those words? Just come to me. He's all we need. And we are enough in what we are doing every day. And we need to be a little bit easier on ourselves sometimes, right? And just be a bit more gentle. And just know that God has given us all we need. And just come to Him and start with Him. And let's live our days out with Him. And just soak in the grace and soak in the goodness and embrace the beautiful life and the balance right there, right? Living with Jesus and nurturing our friends and our family and just being still every once in a while because, guys, full steam ahead does not always work. So I hope that's a little bit encouraging for your soul. I sure needed it. So thank you, Melinda, for being really on top of things and knowing way in advance when I'm like, oh yeah, I need to keep that in check. So I'm gonna go to that beach and I'm gonna sit with my husband and I'm gonna talk to Jesus a little bit too, just say thanks and embrace the grace and the goodness and the gift of rest and balance and peace. And I hope that you can find some way to do that today too, or this weekend, or this next week. Just take a moment to breathe a little deeply and just go, okay, yeah, the balance in my heart and in my mind, and starting our days off with Jesus, because the balance will come when we do that. Oh, sounds so easy. Why do I not get it right all the time? Anyway, I hope that you feel encouraged, and I love you guys so much. And I hope that your week is awesome. I can't wait to see you next Friday. It's Friday. Yay, that's a good thing to celebrate. Okay, you guys, have a good one.